Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Semi Pros. We are your semi professional movie reviewers. We watch new and old movies and let you know whether or not you should revisit them. This is
Easton.
and I am Zach, and this. Sorry, I apologize if we sound like idiots during this review. It's a very, very early morning, and we're just trying to get going. This week's scouting report is on
Magnificent Seven.
Magnificent Seven. Is it the new or the old one?
The new one.
Oh, it's the new one. The one with Chris Pratt and Denzel. Ooh, Denzel.
That kind of sucked.
Ooh, Denzel. I don't think it sucked.
Okay,
But all right,
sure.
hold on. All right, now hold on. All right. What are your feelings on the movie, Easton? Let's actually, you know what? Tell them what it's about, so we sound like we know what we're doing.
Basically, it's kind of like I don't know. It's kind of like a damsel in distress, honestly. But
Well,
yeah,
there's
basically
this
woman,
bad guy trying to take over this town.
Right.
And there's this woman whose husband gets killed, and she goes and tracks down Denzel Washington's character. He's
Basically-
kind of like the main guy.
Basically, a bunch of assassins.
Bounty hunters, assassins, and whatnot to protect the village.
Yep.
And then action ensues, and hilarity ensues. There's
If I'd
some
say
some
hilarious.
comedy.
A little.
All right, but what were your overall feelings of the movie? It sounds like you didn't like it.
Like all the characters, like Chris Pratt, you know what you're gonna get. Like his charisma is like
You know,
witty jokes.
Chris Pratt at first was the one who, in the movie, really stuck out to me, really took me out of it at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But as the movie went, I kind of, gradually accepted his character in this world.
Okay.
You
I
know?
mean, I kind of I see that same character like in Star Lord
Mm-hmm.
and what's his name from Jurassic World. You know what I mean?
The
Like, I
Navy
see-
SEAL training velociraptors, that makes loads of sense.
Yeah. I see Chris Pratt as the same character almost every time.
I think you're right, but I think this was more Denzel Washington's movie than it was Chris Pratt's movie, which is why I think, because I liked this movie more than you did.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't love it, but I really loved the chemistry that the seven had together, the seven guys. It was actually a diverse cast of guys, and it worked really well.
Mm-hmm.
Hint, hint, wink, wink, Hollywood. I mean, it's possible to cast people other than white guys.
We had how many white guys? 3 and 4 minus.
You had a black guy, an Asian, Latina, Native American, and then, 3 white guys. But that's a diverse cast. I mean, there's 3 white guys, but I mean, they knocked every single one of the off the part, and I thought they did really well. I thought, actually, the minority characters in the Magnificent Seven were my favorite characters. Denzel Washington was great. The Native American character was awesome. The best character, I thought, was Byung Hun Lee, the Asian character, who played the assassin. He was awesome. He was incredible.
It was legit.
I know, and the worst part about him is that he was tagged along with Ethan Hawke, who I was not a fan of
I didn't
in the
like
role
him
that
at
he was
all.
cast. I liked Vincent D'Onofrio in his cast.
Mainly because of his voice, honestly.
Him trying to do the high pitched voice was just, I don't know what's going on. But you know what my biggest gripe was with the movie was Peter Sarsgaard playing the villain. He was trying to be like the opening. They had this monologue that was supposed to make him intense, and I was just like, dude, you look like a cheese ball.
Yep.
Like I'm not afraid of you at all. And I felt it was a little bummer that Matt Bomer was cast as the guy who gets shot in the first scene. Because I told you, I
He's a
felt...
pretty big actor to just get shot right away.
See, I felt that Matt Bomer, Ethan Hawke, and Peter Sarsgaard all should switch places. I felt Matt Bomer should have played Ethan Hawke's character.
Okay.
I felt Ethan Hawke should have played the villain, because I feel... I'm not a big Ethan Hawke fan, but I felt he could have brought something different to that role.
Yeah.
And I felt Peter Sarsgaard should have played the guy who got shot in the first scene, because he was pretty much useless in this movie.
My main gripe was the character development. There just wasn't any.
Yeah,
there
there's
was not
no
any
such thing as a character arc in this movie whatsoever.
So when I'm not gonna spoil anything, but when certain characters die, I just didn't care all that
There's
much.
you don't fall in love with these characters the way
Yeah.
that you want.
And then the other thing was like the third act dragged on a little bit.
It did. The third act did drag on. The one thing I would say is I felt Antoine Fuqua. I felt he did a serviceable job with the script that he was given.
Yeah.
I thought the visuals and everything were done well. The action
The
was
action
incredible.
was really good, yeah.
You could tell that he was a fan of westerns
Mhm.
by the way that he did this, and he did a really good job creating tension and shootout scenes and stuff
Yep.
like that. He hit on all of the western tropes really well.
Mhm.
I felt you could see that he was a big fan of westerns and he did a good job. I feel like there was just issues with the script.
Yeah.
And because I think all of the actors, minus a couple, did serviceable jobs.
Mhm.
I think that's the thing with this movie is it was serviceable. It wasn't anything to blow you away, which is a problem with all these remakes that keep happening is they're not living up to what the original film was.
Yeah.
And that's this problem. We talked about it, is they're remaking all-time classic movies that you have no room to approve upon.
Mhm.
So if it's not anything way better than the original, people are automatically going to think it sucks.
Mhm.
All right, so out of 100, what would you give this movie?
Overall, I mean, considering the only thing I really liked in this movie was the action, I'm only gonna give it like a 6.2 or a 62 out of
62 out of 100?
Yeah.
I'll get it fresh. I'll get it to 67.
Okay.
67 out of 100. Just because, you know what? I felt after the summer movies, if this would have been in the summer, I feel like it would have been one of the better
This is-
summer movies.
What you said was this is very like a good example of the
Mm.
summer as a whole.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, at the beginning of the year, it's like this year's gonna be great.
Yeah, and then we
And then
actually
it's
got to
like-
the movies.
It's kind of okay.
Yeah, it's definitely been it's been a disappointing year for movies. I think more so than a down year because
Absolutely.
the movies we all expected to be good just haven't been.
Yeah, it's not been a bad year at all.
All right. Well, that has been our scouting report on The Magnificent Seven. Obviously, one of us liked it a little bit more than the other one. If you guys liked what you saw, go ahead and watch our other reviews and other videos. If you didn't, I'm sorry about that. I don't really care though. But if you did, like and subscribe and come back for more. Bye.
Peace.